It was almost 1/3 full, and I thought there was like 600-700 now.
A donation jar with more than $500 inside was stolen from a Lexington gas station, and the thief is caught on camera.
A health alert tonight, how a new strain of lice could cause problems for people here in Kentucky and why researchers say over-the-counter treatments might not cure it.
And a former law enforcer turns to a life of crime, what he did and how much his victims lost, coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
It was supposed to help victims of the Nepal earthquakes. Tonight, police are trying to figure out who stole a donation jar from a gas station in Lexington.
Police say the person in this surveillance video took the jar from the Shell gas station on Polo Club Boulevard Monday night. Employees say they had already collected hundreds of dollars. And as Sam Smith found out, the theft hits close to home for the owner. Sam has our top story at 5:30.
In the security footage, you can see the suspect waiting for other customers to leave before walking up to the counter. The suspect then asks the clerk for cigarettes. She turns her back. He grabs the donation jar and runs outside. I'm told after the suspect left the store, he ran through the gas station's parking lot and then across the street in the direction of these apartments.
Oh, it was almost 1/3 full, and I thought there was like 600-700 now.
Hello. Hi.
Mohani Dumre owns the store, and he's from Nepal. The money in that jar was supposed to be sent there to help those affected by the devastating earthquake this year.
One of my friends, he lost his daughter, and most of the friends, they don't have house.
It's just kind of sad because people enjoy making those donations. It's money that is supposed to go to help someone or help a situation. So it's really a sad event when something like this happens. Someone comes in and takes that. So we really would like to identify who this person is so that we can hold that person responsible.
Dumre will not let what happened Monday night stop him from raising money for those in need. A new donation jar will be placed on the counter.
Other normal people, they don't take this types of jar. And if anybody know him, just call the police.
In Lexington, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Lexington police tell us this is likely an isolated crime. They haven't had any other thefts like this one recently. If caught, police say the suspect would be charged with theft by unlawful taking. All right, grab your umbrellas. More rounds of showers and thunderstorms are moving through central and eastern Kentucky, and some of those storms could be on the strong side.
But the good news, all that rain is making way for some cooler weather, almost like fall. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has an early look at the forecast. Chris?
Yeah, to get to the fall stuff, it's got to get a little bumpy out there, and we're starting to see thunderstorms developing across much of central and eastern Kentucky. And we've got another round or two coming our way later this evening and certainly into early tomorrow. Ahead of that strong fall cold front. Defender, scattered stuff southeastern Kentucky. A little break into most of the bluegrass region, though. Starting now to see a little cell or two popping up into northern Woodford County into parts of Scott County. A little stronger action to the north and west of the area. Look at that complex of thunderstorms pressing into the Shelbyville area and along parts of the BG Parkway. A little bit of a break, then thunderstorms pick back up a little bit into parts of the Columbia area of Adair County, working their way toward the east. Liberty, Dunville, here into parts of Casey County, and right on top of Russell Springs, Lake Cumberland. That's going to roll its way toward the east and northeast. Speaking of east and northeast, we do find a couple of spotty thunderstorms into the southeastern corner of the state. Put Defender into motion, and those thunderstorms coming from southwest to northeast. Hit the fast forward button on Defender, and the radar shows how we get additional rounds of thunderstorms to develop late this evening into the wee hours of tomorrow morning. So especially central Kentucky with some heavier downpours, and then we unleash the cooler temperatures. We'll highlight that when I come back in a few minutes.
Chris, thank you. A health alert this afternoon about head lice and why it could become a much worse problem. Researchers say that dozens of states, including Kentucky, have strains that are now resistant to over-the-counter treatments. WKYT's Jennifer Palumbo is at the live desk with what parents need to know. Jennifer?
Sam, head lice spreads very easily. It's a nuisance that can be costly for parents, especially if they buy over-the-counter remedies that don't work. Researchers say Kentucky is one of at least 25 states with strains of the pesky parasites that have a genetic mutation that makes them resistant to most over-the-counter treatments. The problem is the active ingredients in most of those treatments aren't killing lice. Dr. Beth Haas, a pediatrician at Commonwealth Pediatrics in Lexington, has this advice for parents.
Right. So if you called my office and said, I've treated with over-the-counter, I think my child still may have head lice, probably the first thing I would do is bring you in and actually check your child's head. Because I've had that happen before where kids still have itching, and that can occur for up to 4 weeks after you've treated successfully for lice. So sometimes what you're looking at from itching is just irritation from the treatment itself.
Dr. Haas says in other cases the treatments don't do a thorough job because parents don't use them as directed. She says she's seen very few cases of lice recently. 100% of the lice tested from Kentucky had the ultra-resistant strains. Researchers only had 2 samples, but both of them were resistant. At the live desk, Jennifer Palumbo, WKYT.
Jennifer, thank you. And doctors say this new finding does not mean you cannot kill lice with over-the-counter remedies. You'll just likely need a stronger dose.
Police in southern Kentucky are warning people about a scam targeting those with landline phones. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Laurel County. Police say the caller claims to work for the IRS. The caller then tells the victims they owe the government money, and if they don't pay, they'll lose their home or their car or be arrested. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says the IRS will never contact people that way.
That if they get a call that says IRS, I'm calling you, disregard it, block it. For sure, don't give any information out about yourself, don't send any money, and notify law enforcement.
Police say the caller is contacting people at random, regardless of whether they owe money. In Spencer County, firefighters are trying to figure out what started a fire that killed a person. Investigators say the fire broke out at a home on Airport Road. A man driving by saw the flames and tried to get help. After firefighters knocked down the fire, they found the person dead inside that home. The coroner has not released the name of the victim. An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. And in Perry County, some scary moments this afternoon for a group of elementary school students. Deputies say their bus crashed on Highway 28 near the Chavies Elementary. Police say 6 students were on the bus at the time. Deputies say no students were hurt, but the bus monitor did have some minor injuries.
Police in Boyle County hope surveillance video will help them track down a thief. Danville police say the man in this picture went into the Cash Express on Houstonville Road on Saturday and demanded cash. Investigators say he was armed with a knife. They describe him as 5'6", wearing a blue T-shirt, blue jeans, and a baseball cap and glasses with a thick mustache. Firefighters from across the country returning home today, and a crew from London, Kentucky left about 3 weeks ago to help battle wildfires in California. The crew helped protect buildings and homes to make sure that they didn't burn down. Firefighters say working 14-hour days was challenging both physically and mentally.
When you're on a crew, it's, we try to keep each other staying positive and, helping each other out as much as we can. And the mental is as tough as the physical, for sure.
Firefighters say the fire is about 10% contained. That was when they arrived, and more than 30% when they left.
It is a sign summer is coming to an end. Today, UK's campus was packed with students and their families for move-in day. Today was also the grand opening of the 90, UK's newest academic support and dining facility. For years, students have called the 90-degree turn between Hilltop and Woodland Avenues the 90. The building offers state-of-the-art kitchens, including gluten-free options, a Taco Bell Express, a French cafe, and aqua sushi.
We have more and more people that want to be part of our family. One of the most sacred things a family can do is break bread together. This is going to be a place that'll hold a lot of memories.
The 90 will be open for business on Friday.
He was a trusted law enforcer, but then something changed. Dozens of victims lost millions of dollars, but the damage he did goes far beyond that.
He gained trust and used it in all the wrong ways.
He is Jack Straw, a former deputy sheriff turned con man.
Sold himself as a financial planner to people.
Straw would organize gatherings at local restaurants with people looking for investment advice.
He would have people come in, he would buy them meals, and he would sell himself as someone who had this great idea for how to invest money and make lots of money.
He would get their names, addresses, and phone numbers, and then meet with them one-on-one to gain their trust.
He went to weddings of their children. He brought them gifts. He shared meals with them, many meals with them. He really got into their lives.
Once they trusted Straw enough to invest, he would have them sign a paper.
He would use their signatures on paperwork to release the annuities, the very legitimate annuities that they had with companies, and release them to him.
Straw would then direct checks to be sent to various addresses he controlled. In all, 50 victims lost $3 million in 3 years. Some advice from postal inspectors: before trusting your money with anyone, do your homework. At the very least, check them out online.
It's hard to say why he would do something like this. I guess the lure of easy money, or what he thought was easy money. For whatever reason, they have a sense of entitlement, and they just don't care what they do to other people.
3 years after the scam began, Jack Straw was arrested and convicted of mail fraud, wire fraud, and money laundering. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison.
People in Lexington are gearing up for a new sport. Coming up, we'll take you to the grand opening of the city's new pickleball courts.
I'm Bill Bryant. The first attack ads are on the air from Democratic candidate for governor Jack Conway. Rand Paul leaves the presidential campaign trail to come home and talk Kentucky issues. The bottom line is ahead.